This is Russ. Hey, I got another bike to show you guys. Take a look at this one. Wait a minute. You might be saying, hey, haven't we seen this bike before? Looks just like the Magicycle Ocelot Pro, doesn't it? Yeah, it's a new one. It's the Ocelot Pro 2.0. Yeah, it looks really familiar to me. I mean, when I first unpacked it, I go, yeah, that's the Ocelot Pro, but it's got a new feature on there, which I think you'll find very interesting. On here, if you take a look at the display screen, which I think you'll have a hard time seeing in the bright sunlight, but there's a little thing here that says T. Well, if I push this button over here in the middle and just hold it, that T turns to an S. Hold this I button in the middle again, that thing's changed back to T. So what is this T and the S business? Torque sensor or cadence sensor on the fly. Yeah, you don't have to go into the menu to do it. You could be riding the bike in a torque sensor mode and decide, yeah, I think I'm a little tired. I'm going to go to cadence sensor. Just push the button and hold it. You'll go right into cadence sensor and vice versa. That's pretty cool. Does it feel any different? Absolutely does. Absolutely does. So let's go over some of the features. I'm going to take my cell phone out here, put some notes in here again as I usually do, just to kind of remind myself of what to cover on these bikes. There's so many features on these bikes nowadays that if you don't write it down, you're never going to be able to remember all the things that you need to cover. So, well, first thing, let's talk about what's the motor all about. Well, motor's down over here, of course. 750 watt geared hub motor, which peaks out at 1500 watts. Yeah, it has a torque of 100 Newton meters. So this should do pretty well going over hills, and we'll check that out on the hill test. Of course, 7-speed Shimano Altus derailleur down here. Of course, all the gears and stuff of that is from Shimano, and the typical SIS gear shifter on the top. Okay. Now the display screen, I'm not going to go over all those functions because I actually have a video about that, and I'll put a link in the description of the video so you can actually see that. It is the same as all the other Magicycle bikes. The only difference is they added some things since I made that video, such as you can adjust the cruise control. Yes, it does have cruise control on here. Now, I did some modifications to the bike as well. There are some features here that don't normally come with the bike. I did put the side view mirrors. I typically do. I put a cell phone mount on here. I also changed out their bell. I put my own bell on here, which I typically do. And then on the half twist throttle, I put the typical thumb throttle attachment that is 3D printed. I'll try to remember to put a link to that too if you decide you want to put one of these here, as long as you have access to a 3D printer. I have mine's done at a local library. They don't charge for the service, they only charge for the plastic that's used. It usually costs me about 50 cents, something like that. But then you have to buy screws and a nut, of course, to put it in there. But other than that, oh, one more thing. I added a basket, front basket. I had this from one of the other, actually I think it came off of the original Ocelot Pro when they sent this one to me for the first Ocelot Pro. And of course, I sold the original Ocelot Pro, and now we have Ocelot Pro 2.0 back. So I still have the basket. Yeah, it doesn't come with these bikes. It is an accessory that Magicycle sent to me. And when you put the basket on there, front headlight, of course, goes right onto the basket. Otherwise, it would go onto the frame of the bike. It does not come with a bottle mount, but again, I typically will put a bottle mount on the front basket. It's a convenient place to put it. Front and rear plastic fenders do come with it. And of course, it is a 20 by 4 inch fat tire made by Kenda Crusades. These are very good tires. They're knobby tires, so obviously you can go up on off roads and the like. Okay, chain ring is metal, so it kind of protects it a little bit there. Right, chain guard, and the rear rack comes with it as well. The saddle is the typical saddle that you find on most Magicycle bikes. They're not the greatest, but they're okay, you know. I may just leave this one. I find that a lot of the bikes now are coming with, well, halfway decent saddles now. They're not like the best in the world, but they do have cush to it, you know, so it does have some give. And it's a 300 millimeter seat post. So for me, I am 5 foot 10 inches tall. I find a 300 millimeter seat post on this bike just a little bit short. Okay, I think a 400 millimeter would be better for me, but as you know, I extend my saddle up pretty high so that I can get a full proper leg extension. Many people don't do that. They have it lower, and that's probably why they only put a 300 in there, because again, the seat post, the seat post tube itself is only so big, and of course if you put a 400, then of course the minimum height would be higher than they probably would want for some people who don't want something that high. So if you decide to change it, I would say take a look at the 400 millimeter seat post. And again, you can get these type of things on Amazon. It's not a real big deal. Okay. The battery that comes on here is a 52 volt, which is typical of Magicycle battery. It's on the down tube underneath. It's integrated into the down tube. It is a 20 amp hour battery, so you should have plenty of range. They claim a range of 120 plus miles. I always have my doubts about those claims from manufacturers. You'd have to be low in weight, perfectly level ground at a pedal assist level of 1, and maybe you can do it then, but I could never get anything that high. So again, the sensors are a torque sensor and a cadence sensor. Again, with the torque sensor, all you need to do is pedal. If you pedal harder, the bike will react and go faster for you. A cadence sensor, you just keep your legs moving and the bike will basically go faster for you. You typically have a 7 level pedal assist on here, but you can change that to 9 if you like. Or if you're used to a 5 pedal assist level, you can change that to that too. There's adjustability within the screen of the display. All right, what other goodies does it have? It comes with a 3 amp smart charger. It is short circuit proof, they say, so that's a good thing to know. Charging time typically takes about 4 to 6 hours to charge this battery. Maximum payload on the Ocelot Pro 2.0 is 450 pounds. We're finding a lot of these bikes now can handle a lot of weight. So 450. The controller has a range of 20 to 25 amps. I think mine is currently set for 25 amps for the current range. The weight of the bike is 73 pounds, which is 33 kilograms. Okay, frame size, of course, is a standard 20-inch. So 20-inch by 4-inch fat tires. Front light is 6 volt LED light. Front fork is alloy hydraulic lockout suspension fork, which we find on a lot of bikes. I did, of course, do something different on this bike. You might notice that my quick release on the front tire is actually on the right side rather than on the typical left. Now, a lot of people put it to the left, and I think they have it set up to do that, but I found that sometimes people have had issues with quick releases jamming into their brakes. So I think it's best probably to move it to the other side. Yeah, it's not a hard thing to do. Of course, you do have Tektro hydraulic brakes, which is always a nice thing to have. The hydraulic brakes from Tektro have always been very reliable, and I've always had good luck with it. All right, half twist throttle, as we said. Lights are integrated. Back tail light is integrated. It is in the system, so it's in the back here. Seat post is 30.9 millimeters by 300 millimeters. So again, if you decide to change out the seat post, you'll want one with a diameter of 30.9. And I'm going to try to see if I can find one with a length of 400 and get one for that. Pedals are typical Welgo alloy pedals. Does have reflectors on the sides. All right. What else does this thing have? It's a lot of stuff. I think that covers pretty much most of it. All right, let's put this thing back on here. I'm going to take this thing out for a ride, see if there's any difference in the feel of the bike, which I can already tell you it is because I've already ridden it. And we'll give it a hill test too. We'll see how well it does. Oh, the color is a little different. I know it's really bright out here. It's kind of hard to tell, but this is the new maroon color. Yeah, this is kind of like a flat paint. It's not shiny or anything like that. Has kind of a flat paint color to it, but yeah, a little different, definitely. All right, does that cover most of it? I think it covers most of the things that we needed to say. Yeah, if you want to take a look at the original Ocelot Pro review, I will go ahead and put a link in the description so you can see what the original one did. I'm curious myself to see how the hill test will take on this one. Again, the bike comes as a Class 2 bike. You can change it to a Class 3. However, Class 3, of course, supposedly does not have a throttle. This, of course, has a throttle already on there, and it should do 28 miles per hour throttled and 28 miles per hour pedaled as well. I've gone ahead and changed that on my bike, but it does come as Class 2, 20 miles per hour and 20 miles per hour. So. All right, let's go and take it out. Let's see how it does. Sit tight. All right, let's go ahead and take this out on a test ride here. That bird was pretty loud. Did you guys hear that? They have a lot of these red-winged blackbirds out here. All right, so I have this set up for torque sensor at this point, and it's set up at a 7-level pedal assist. You could go ahead and put this on pedal assist level 7 if you want to. Again, this is all dependent on how hard you push on the pedals. You push on the pedals harder, the bike is going to react and go quicker. Cadence Sensor doesn't do that. All you have to do is kind of keep your legs moving, and then whatever your pedal assist level is set for, you're going to get that speed. So I think what you would probably like to do is, if you're one that wants to try it out, is do a torque sensor initially, and as you tire out, then move to Cadence Sensor, because Cadence Sensor will make your life a lot easier for you. Torque sensor, yeah, you got to work for it. A lot of people like that because then you don't have ghost pedaling going on and everything, and you tend to have an easier ride that feels more like a standard bike, and that's what people like. So now if you have knee problems like me, leg problems, Cadence Sensor tends to be a little bit easier for guys like us. I just want to keep my legs moving, and of course either one of them will do that for you, but you do have to work a little bit harder on a torque sensor type of setup. All right, I'm going to switch now over to Cadence Sensor here. So all I do is I push and hold the I button. Whoa, it's taking off on me now. I got to lower that pedal assist level. I had it on 7, so all you have to do is move a little bit and that thing will go. Let's lower that to pedal assist level 3. Might be a little bit easier for me. I'm going to reset the levels on here too, because initially a lot of the Magicycle bikes come with some pretty powerful settings for your pedal assist levels, so you may want to readjust the pedal assist levels altogether. I prefer to change it so that I have 9 levels of pedal assist. That gives me some in-between numbers, right? So that I don't have to go from one extreme to the next. But typically this has been set up for 7 levels when you get the bike. I also turned on the cruise control too. If you have cruise control turned on, I think they call it set pace. That's the new setting inside the menu, in the advanced settings of the menu. Set pace, just look for that, and you could either say on or off, and if you turn it on, that's your cruise control. Alright, we're heading ourselves over towards the hill test. I charged the battery up fully before taking the bike out for this ride, But I was testing the things in terms of like speed, so I noticed that with heavy throttling, it had dropped down to the 90% level under heavy load. But again, without the load on there, just doing it softly, it shows 100% again. So you have to remember too that your battery will of course change based on how you ride it. And you know, if you do a lighter, like right now I'm doing a pretty light load. I've got a cruise control running at about, well, we're going down a hill a little bit here, so it's saying 15 miles an hour, but when we level off, we're about 13 or so miles per hour. Now the cruise control, if you want to cancel that, that's real easy to do. Just go ahead and tap the brakes, that'll cancel cruise control. Or if you pedal forward, it will cancel the cruise control, okay? Pedaling backwards, I'm doing that right now, does not affect cruise control. It'll continue going. So if your legs are too tired out in one position, you've been cruise controlling for a while and you want to get a little rest in your leg, you want to move the position, just pedal backwards. The cruise control will continue, but that'll move your legs a little bit so you don't feel like you're stuck in one position for so long. Now if I move forward with it, it just canceled out the cruise control. All right, we're all familiar with this area. All right, so here's how we do the hill test for those who might be new. What we do is we come up to this bridge and then we'll stop at the bridge. I'm gonna have to speed up, I gotta beat out these other people in front of us. We gotta get there before they do. We'll stop at the bridge and then from a dead stop, we will throttle. And I'll have it set for pedal assist level 5, although that really doesn't matter because we're not pedaling. But just out of norm, I just stick it there anyway because people always feel that it's, oh, you didn't have it at the full level. Well, it doesn't matter. But we'll put it on level 7, which is where it's at. And we'll take a look at the speed. Now typically what will happen, it'll go up in speed, and then as we hit towards the apex of the hill, it'll start to drop. All right, so we'll stop here. All right, and let me angle down a little bit so you can see the level. All right, here we go. So I'm throttling only. So we're going up now at about 21, 22, 22.6, 22.9. All right, we're gonna start dropping pretty soon here. So let's see where we're at. And we go over at 16.8, 19, 15.7, 15.7. Yeah, I was fully expecting it to do well. Most of the Magicycle bikes usually do. So, yeah, going over hills, no problem. No problem with this bike at all. Yeah, nice. Nice. Well, let's lower this pedal assist. This is going a little too fast for me. I'm going to move it back to torque sensor as well. Yeah, on the pads, you can't go really fast. They do have a limit of speed on bike pads, but when you're on streets, there's no real limit, right? You do whatever you want. Okay, there's a class 3 limit, I think, on our streets, so up to 28 miles per hour. All right, let's hit these guys up with the bell. I don't know if they heard it. Thank you. All right, let's head towards the forest preserves. Yeah, this is a very familiar ride to me. Yeah, really, it feels exactly like an Ocelot Pro, the 2.0. It's really the torque sensor and Cadence Sensor switch that really makes this bike a little different. I think it's worth it. Yeah, if you're one that wasn't sure whether you wanted torque or cadence sensors, well, this bike basically gives you both options. The fact that you can do it with just a push of the button on the fly, moving, and still be able to change it, that's impressive. Good job, Magicycle. Once again, you've done a good job. We're going to go forward here. And we'll push the button. Alright, I won't have you guys wait. We'll pick us up again after we cross. Sit tight. Alright, we're back. Yeah, this path has a 15-mile-per-hour trail speed. So we'll try our best to stay within that limit for now. Yeah, so does anything else feel different? I don't think so. I think it feels pretty much like an Ocelot Pro. Yeah, it's basically just an update to the Ocelot Pro. Oh, one thing that you should note, there is no bottle cage boss on a bike. So getting the front basket and then putting a bottle cage on the basket actually is quite helpful. I've done this pretty much all of my bikes. I don't actually like putting the bottle cages on the bike itself because it takes up space. Like for instance, this is a step-through bike. So if it had a bottle cage mount, they would typically put it on the down tube, and then that eats up your leg space as you go over the top of the bike. So this one doesn't have it. If you don't have a front basket, then of course there's other places you can mount it. I've even mounted the bottle cages on the rear rack, on the side of the rear rack. Yeah, all you have to do is just get some zip ties. If you get a zip tie, you can tie that thing onto anywhere, really. I've always said zip ties are your friend when it comes to biking. All right, we are on the lane where the cars are. The cars also have a 15-mile-an-hour limit here. But we're going to speed ourselves up a little bit. All right, let's take it for a little bit of speed here, see how it goes. There's nobody around. 23, 24, 25, 26, 26.4, 26.6, going up a hill. All right, well, the thing is, sometimes you just have to have a little bit of fun, right? We'll slow down again here. We've got people now. Yeah, always look out for potholes. I just noticed there's a huge pothole there. If you were going fast and hit that pothole, that would not be good. You could put a dent in the rims and also go flying over the handlebars if you're not careful. All right, the car to our left finally stopped. They were going to blast through that stop sign like we usually do. But I saw the car, so I stopped. And that's typically what I will do. I will stop at stop signs when I see that there's definitely traffic. On occasion, as you might know, I'll usually slow down at a stop sign and then I'll just go forward if there's nobody around. But some of the states have that as their law, where they can treat a stop sign like a yield sign for bikes. All right, we got to cross this intersection, which of course is a very difficult intersection. I'll pick it up again once we've made the crossing. All right, we made it through. Had a car stop for me, so that was good. So I said thank you to them. Yeah, that's a very difficult intersection. I've always said that they need some type of stop light or something there. One of those temporary things, you push the button, then it blinks, and then people stop, then you go. So, yeah, I just saw a cicada fly past us there. So yeah, what do I think of this this new version of the Ocelot Pro? Yeah, it reminds me a lot of the old one. It really feels exactly the same, except for the way it rides when you're pedaling, because you do have that option of changing between torque sensor and cadence sensor. I do feel it makes a big difference. I think it's worth it. I think you might still be able to buy standard Ocelot Pros, and that's perfectly fine. You know, if all you want is a cadence sensor on the bike, yeah, you can save a few dollars if you just bought that one. If you bought this one, current sale price is at $18.99. I do have a discount code in the description of my videos. So here's how you use that. You use my affiliate link to get to the Magicycle site. Don't go directly to the Magicycle site if you're planning on buying it, okay? So just get out of your browser, click on the affiliate link that's in the description of my video. That'll bring you to Magicycle's site, and then place your order. Use the code and use my affiliate link. I appreciate it. And we've done really well with Magicycle. I've checked with them in the past, and they said you've always done extremely well. A lot of your viewers are buying Magicycle bikes. I know that for a fact because I can see it in the affiliate reports that we've done extremely well. There's a lot of you guys watching that ride Magicycle bikes. I feel they've done a really good job. Pretty much on all of their bikes have always been really good. So I continue to ride pretty much all of the bikes. I think the only one that I sold off already would have been the original Ocelot Pro, and then the commuter bike, which was the belt-driven single-speed bike. But all the other ones I still have. I still have 2 Jaguar Rundies. I have the original bike that they gave me, which was the Magicycle Cruiser. Still have that one. Yeah, it's the Wannabe Pro, where I've modified it, added the hydraulic brakes, gave it the bigger battery. The only thing it doesn't have the updated motor, which of course the new versions have. And we have the Deer 26, we have the Deer 20. So yeah, I've been very happy with the brand. They've been always really good to me, very supportive, and a lot of people seem to like them. So yeah, anyways, if you're interested in one of these bikes, go ahead and do that. It gets the Russ of Right seal of approval. Always ride safe too, by the way. Wear a good helmet. I always use my X-Nito helmets, as you know. But wear a good helmet, because that's really important. Anyways, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. I'll talk to you guys next time.